you live from my little cave. Okay, no, that's not a cave. It's a fort with little lights, being all like fairy dust and stuff. No, I'm kidding. So today I wanted to do something that's kind of, I guess, special to me. I'm not sure. I wanted to share a story with you guys that I really like. It's called The Electric Ant. So I'm just going to read it to you guys, and I don't know if you know it. Comment below what you think, and yeah, so I'll get right into it. So I'm just going to read the whole story, and you guys can listen to it. So this is like an audiobook, but like with visuals. Okay, that was not funny. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, at 4:15 in the afternoon, TST Garson Poole woke up in his hospital bed, knew that he lay in a hospital bed in a 3-bed ward, and realized, in addition to 2 things, that he no longer had a right hand, that he felt no pain. They had given me a strong analgesic, he said to himself as he stared at the far wall with his window showing downtown New York. Webs in which I can't talk. Vehicles. Oh, this is gonna be long, guys. Webs in which vehicles and pets started and reeled glimmered in the late afternoon sun, and the brilliance of the aging light pleased him. It's not yet out, he thought, and neither am I. A phone lay on the table beside his bed. He hesitated, then picked it up and dialed for an outside line. A moment later, he was faced by Louis Densman, in charge of Triplan's activities while he, Garson Poole, was elsewhere. "Thank God you're alive," Densman said, seeing him, his big, fleshy face with its moon surface of pock marks flattened with relief. "I've been calling all... I just don't have a right hand," Poole said. "But you'll be okay. I mean, they can graft another one." "How long have I been here?" Poole said. He wondered where the nurses and doctors had gone to. Why weren't they clucking and fussing about him making a call? 4 days, Densman said. "Everything here at the pun is going splunkishly. What an odd word. In fact, we've splunked orders and 3 separate police systems, all here on Terra. 2 in Ohio, 1 in Wyoming. Good solid orders, with 1/3 in advance and the usual 3-year lease option." "Come get me out of here," Poole said. "I can't get you out until the new hand. I'll have it done later." He wanted desperately to get back to familiar surroundings. Memory of the mercantile squib looming grotesquely on the pilot screen careened at the back of his mind. If he shut his eyes, he felt himself back in his damaged craft as it plunged from one vehicle to another, piling up enormous damage as it went. The kinetic sensations, he winced, recalling them. "I guess I'm lucky," he said to himself. "Is Sarah Benton there with you?" Densman asked. No, of course his personal secretary, if only for job considerations, would be hovering close by, mothering him in her jejune infantile way. All heavy-set women like to mother people, he thought, and they're dangerous. If they fall on you, they can kill you. "Maybe that's what happened to me," he said aloud. "Maybe Sarah fell in my squib." No, a tie rod in the steering fin of your squib split apart during the heavy rush hour traffic, and I remember. He turned his bed as the door of the ward opened. A white-clad doctor and 2 blue-clad nurses appeared, making their way toward his bed. "I'll call you later," Poole said, and hung up the phone. He took a deep, expectant breath. "You shouldn't be phoning quite so soon," the doctor said, as he studied his chart. "Mr. Garson Poole, owner of Triplan Electronics, maker of random ident darts that track their prey for a circle radius of 1,000 miles, responding to unique wave patterns. You're a successful man, Mr. Poole. But, Mr. Poole, you're not a man. You're an electric ant." "Christ," Poole said, stunned. "So we can't really treat you here, now that we've found out. We knew, of course, as soon as we examined your injured right hand. We saw the electronic components, and then we made torso x-rays, and of course, they bore out our hypothesis." "What," Poole said, "is an electric ant?" But he knew. He could decipher the term. A nurse said, "An organic robot." "I see," Poole said. Frigid perspiration rose to the surface of his skin across all his body. "You didn't know?" the doctor said. "No." Poole shook his head. The doctor said, "We get an electric ant every week or so, either brought in here from a squib accident, like yourself, or one seeking voluntary admission, one who, like yourself, has never been told, who has functioned alongside humans, believing itself human. As to your hand," he paused. "Forget my hand," Poole said savagely. "Be calm." The doctor leaned over him, peered acutely down into Poole's face. "We'll have a hospital boat convey you over to a surface facility where repairs or replacement on your hand can be made at a reasonable expense, either to yourself, if you're self-owned, or to your owners, if such there are. In any case, you'll be back at your desk at Triplan, functioning just as before. Except," Poole said, "now I know." He wondered if Densman or Sarah or any of the others at the office knew. Had they, or one of them, purchased him? Designed him? A figurehead, he said to himself. That's all I've been. I must never really have run the company. It was a delusion implanted in me when I was made, along with the delusion that I'm a human and alive. "Before you leave for the repair facility," the doctor said, "could you kindly settle your bill at the front desk?" Poole said acidly, "How can there be a bill if you don't treat ants here?" "For service," the nurse said, "up until the point we knew." "Bill me," Poole said, with fierce, impotent anger. "Bill my firm." With massive effort, he managed to sit up. His head swimming, he stepped haltingly from the bed and onto the floor. "I'll be glad to leave here," he said as he rose to a standing position, "and thank you for your humane attention." "Thank you too, Mr. Poole," the doctor said, or rather, I should say just Poole. At the repair facility, he had his missing hand replaced. It proved fascinating. The hand, he examined it for a long time before he let the technicians install it. On the surface, it appeared organic. In fact, on the surface, it was. Natural skin covered natural flesh, and true blood filled the veins and the capillaries. But beneath that, wires and circuits, miniaturized components, gleamed. Looking deep into the wrist, he saw surge gates, motors, multi-stage valves, all very small, intricate, and the hand cost 40 frogs. A week's salary, insofar as he drew it from the company payroll. "Is this guaranteed?" he asked the technician as they fussed the bone section of the hand to the balance of his body. 90 days, parts and labor, one of the technicians said, unless subjected to unusual or intentional abuse. "That sounds vaguely suggestive," Poole said. The technician, a man, all of them were men, said, regarding him keenly, "You've been posing." "Unintentionally," Poole said. "And now it's intentional?" Poole said. "Exactly." Do you know why you never guessed? There must have been signs clicking and wiring from inside you. Now and then, you never guessed because you were programmed not to notice. You'll not have the same difficulty finding out why you were built and for whom you've been operating. A slave, Poole said. A mechanical slave. You've had fun. I've lived a good life, Poole said. I've worked hard. He paid the facility its 40 frogs, flexed his new fingers, tested them out by picking up various objects such as coins, then departed.
After all, tomorrow is another day.